The school for Soggy Pirates. It was in the middle of the seven seas. There was a school like no other. It was called Captain Fishbeard's School for Soggy Pirates, where kids didn't learn boring things like math or grammar. No, they learned important pirate skills, like how to swab a deck, talk like a pirate, and avoid getting seasick. In the front of the school stood a huge ship called the Soggy Boot. It wasn't very fast, and it had a mysterious smell, but it was the pride of the school. Captain Fishbeard himself, a burly pirate with a beard that always seemed to have bits of yesterday's lunch in it, was the headmaster. His parrot, Squawkless, loved to shout random words like banana at the most unexpected times, causing lots of confusion. The students were a bunch of mischievous kids who dreamed of becoming the most fearsome pirates in all the oceans. There was Sally Swords, who was more interested in sword fighting than tying her shoes. Her best friend was Timmy Tugboat, who could steer any ship, even if he couldn't steer his bike without falling into the bushes. One Monday morning, Captain Fishbeard called the kids to the main deck. "Are ye little sea slugs? Today be your toughest lesson yet, treasure hunting," he bellowed, crumbs of toast falling out of his beard. "But beware! There be dangerous waters ahead, and worse, there be chores." The kids gasped. Everyone knew pirates hated chores. "First," said Captain Fishbeard, "we need a volunteer to scrub the deck." Everyone stepped back, except for Barnacle Bob, who was busy tying his shoes and didn't notice. "Bob, good lad, ye just volunteered," the captain said with a grin. Bob groaned but grabbed the mop. "Aye, Captain," he muttered, slipping on a puddle of soap and crashing into a pile of barrels. Squawkless, the parrot, flew over and squawked, "Banana." Meanwhile, Sally Swords was practicing her sword fighting on the mast when she accidentally poked a hole in one of the sails. "Oops," she said, trying to hide the sword behind her back. Timmy Tugboat was in charge of steering the ship, but he had a habit of getting distracted. When the ship drifted dangerously close to a sea monster, Timmy was too busy trying to remember if he'd left his pet goldfish, Bubbles, at home. Captain Fishbeard bellowed, "Turn the wheel, ye jellyfish-brained landlubber." Timmy snapped back to attention, barely steering the ship away in time. The sea monster waved them off, annoyed, and muttered, "Kids today. No respect for sea creatures." The treasure hunt continued, but the map they had was drawn by an old pirate who had a parrot with terrible handwriting. Half the directions said things like, "Turn left at the spot where the big wave happened," or "Go right until you see a fish that looks like your Aunt Mildred." After hours of sailing in circles, they finally reached the treasure island, or what they thought was the treasure island. It turned out to be Laundry Island, where all the ship's dirty clothes washed up. "Oh no! Not Laundry Island," groaned the crew. The only treasure there was piles of soggy socks and shirts. Said Captain Fishbeard with a chuckle. "Looks like your true pirate lesson today is laundry." The kids groaned louder than the ship's creaky anchor. As the kids grudgingly scrubbed and hung the pirate laundry to dry, Squawkless flew overhead and squawked, "Banana." But then, something amazing happened. Inside one of the giant socks, they found a small, golden treasure chest. Inside the chest was a shiny gold banana. "Squawkless was right all along," laughed Sally. "The treasure is a banana." And from that day on, the kids of Captain Fishbeard's School for Soggy Pirates proudly became the only pirate crew to ever discover the legendary golden banana of Laundry Island. Captain Fishbeard declared it a true pirate victory, and even let them skip their chores for a whole week. The end.